Yulia, this is Khanty-Mansi Autonomous Okrug Yugra, center of an enormous swamp. Chambers, tubes, solar panels, security cameras. Where are we and what are we doing here?
This is the Mukhrino International Field Station of Yugra University, and recently it has also become a carbon test site, one of the carbon test sites in Russia where we study the condition of ecosystems, mainly bog and forest ecosystems, and so in order to estimate greenhouse gas flows, seasonal, daily and annual flows. We use several methods to do this. We have eddy covariance towers there that measure the area flux, that is, the flux from the area, this reference to the windrows. Also, as you saw, there are automatic dynamic cameras that record greenhouse gas concentrations themselves and transmit that to the server. The third method is manual camera measurements, that is, we walk through forest, through swamps, and we measure greenhouse gas fluxes on the micro landscapes as well, so you can see that our swamp is not homogeneous, that is, it is a rich and mire complex, so we have to follow the flows from different micro landscapes because the flow is really variable. We walk through different micro landscapes, and accordingly the fourth method is to conduct experiments. Here you see so-called open-top chambers, which are open chambers for conducting experiments with soil breathing. So the conditions are artificially created here to increase temperature and monitor the flow of greenhouse gases. And then a prediction is given.
Thus, you receive data from 4 sources.
Yes, from 4 sources.
You compare it.
After that, we gather it all and estimate the annual balance in the most precise manner, the annual greenhouse gas flows, and then we generalize it for the whole region.
Who is the core audience of such data? Who will use it?
The core audience are first of all scientists because, of course, all of our colleagues communicate with each other, and we scientists as specialists have articles as our main product, and we have to set out our research in them. On top of that, it is our industrialists, the oil companies. They are interested in this information too, because they are interested in the background fluxes of greenhouse gases for comparison with the fluxes on their territory. In any case, they have some violations, and in order for us to give clear predictions about how they should conduct their activities, we must compare that with the background fluxes, how much their flow deviates from the background flow.
You said that the station is international.
Yes.
All the signs are in both Russian and English.
That is correct.
So that means international colleagues should also be there, right?
Well, up until recently we had international colleagues coming from Finland, from France, who conducted research here, but now...
For obvious reasons.
Yes, for obvious reasons.
Now this dialogue is paused.
Unfortunately, this has now stopped.
But you are ready, as everyone is now looking for new markets and contacts.
Yes, of course.
So you are ready, right?
We are ready to cooperate, of course, with any colleagues who are interested in swamp ecosystems, our forest ecosystems. We are ready to share experience, learn something from them, while they learn something from us. But basically, of course, we are concentrating on research within our country. In particular, a program has been just launched to develop carbon dumps. As I said, Mukhrino is one of them, and we must determine to what extent our country, our big, beautiful country, is a source or sink of carbon. But because we have large swamp areas, large forest areas, most likely our territory is such a large reservoir, a large sink of carbon and well, which we are unspeakably proud of. But we must support this with our research. That is why we are working so hard to evaluate this index.
So if we speak simply, not for the researchers, where are the CO2 emissions higher? Here on the swamps or somewhere in the city, where there are factories?
They are higher in the city, of course, because, well, for example, the swamp in particular is a drain of carbon. It stores up to 80-30 megatons a year, those really large figures. However, the city emits much more. The importance, the relevance of our research is that when any ecosystem is disturbed, if there is minimal disturbance, all of the stored carbon flows, all of the stored carbon begins to rise again into the air, and therefore in this way the greenhouse effect is created. This is why it is important for us to preserve our ecosystems and accordingly to teach our industrial partners to also strive to do this, to minimize disturbance. We understand that this is very difficult, but we are ready to help them. We cooperate with them, and so our main goal today is to preserve natural complexes, forests, swamps, floodplains, and so on.
Thanks very much and good luck to you.